everyone, welcome back. I have another skincare reaction video for you, and today we're taking a look at Gigi Hadid. This is on Vogue. This is her guide to post-pregnancy skincare and contouring. We'll skip the contouring part and just focus on the skincare. I'm really interested in this one. You guys know that I obviously have been pregnant before if I don't talk about it enough, but I feel like the way I thought about skincare and the way I looked at my own skin really changed. My perspective changed so much when I first got pregnant because there's a lot happening in your life. You're being extra careful, probably the most careful that you will ever be in your entire life, because you're trying to protect this little human being that you're growing inside of your body. You're being told by your doctors, who are, the people that probably have the biggest say in everything that you're doing to yourself too. You hear these people tell you that you have to avoid specific things, so you have to avoid things that were seemingly perfectly fine while you were not pregnant, but suddenly you can't have these things. Like, you can't have soft cheeses, you can't have deli meat, you can't have sushi, you can't have alcohol, you can't have caffeine. Like, all these things you're suddenly paranoid about because you're like, why can I have them when I'm not pregnant, but when I am pregnant I can't have them? Like, are these safe ingredients? And it transfers over to your skincare. So I'm really interested in seeing the direction she went with her skincare through pregnancy. So this is always interesting, I think. If you guys are new to my channel, my name is Susan Yara. I have been in the beauty industry for 2 decades. I started off as a beauty editor. I now have my own skincare line. And on this YouTube channel, I love to talk about beauty in general, but I really love to focus on skincare. So let's get started.
Hello Vogue Beauty Secrets, it's Gigi. I'm so excited to finally be here to share my secrets. I don't know if there are that many secrets, but something a little bit more than my everyday looks. Okay, let's get started. I've already washed my face. While I was pregnant, I
wish we would have known what she washed her face with, but this is the difference between some of the Vogue videos and, like the Harper's Bazaar ones, is that she's kind of like quickly getting through everything, so we're not gonna always know what it is that they use.
Really moved towards like really clean products, natural, so I used a brand called Oliveda, and it's just olive tree extract, and they have everything from cleanser to moisturizer, oils, so I really enjoyed using that. But that was also like during the summer, and now I have moved into kind of my winter routine, which really for me is about a thicker moisturizer because my skin gets so dry. I mean, my skin's always dry. This is the moisturizer that I just started.
Okay, so she's actually like hopping into it right away. So the reason why I had brought up everything that I was saying during pregnancy, how you start to question all of the ingredients and the products and everything that you've been using in your life because you are now being told that you have to avoid certain things. This is exactly what we tend to see happen. We see a pregnant woman suddenly be like, okay, I'm going to get rid of all of the products I've been using because they're not safe, and I'm gonna go the clean or the natural route with my beauty products. And I fully understand that, because how could you not, right? Like, why wouldn't you just take a step back and be like, you know what, I'm not even gonna take any chances. I don't care what the science is or anything. I'm not even gonna bother to look into it because I have something, the most precious thing to me in my entire life. I have that to take care of right now, right here in my body, and all it means is I just gotta get rid of some of the stuff that could be questionable. So I see why she would say that. I wanna tell you guys something though. Do not worry so much that it makes you feel like you have to completely change your life. You do not have to. You just have to have a conversation with your doctor, speak to a dermatologist. They'll tell you, some of the ingredients out there you have to avoid because we're just not sure. So I don't want you to stress out, because I think I spent way too much of my 2 pregnancies way too stressed out, especially my first pregnancy. Just have a nice conversation with your doctor. If you have a very practical, pragmatic doctor, then they're gonna have a really just straightforward conversation with you about what you need to kick and why. And usually it's just out of an abundance of caution. It's really just trying to be like overly cautious. That's it. As far as the brand that she talked about, Oliveda, that she used, I've never used it. I've never heard of it before, so I have nothing to say about it. It's funny to hear. I feel like, these like olive oil extracts and stuff, just because of JLo, are having like this like this popularity suddenly where everyone's like, oh, this is the ingredient that I need for my skincare. You should not use olive oil on its own because it's just not good for your skin on its own. But you know, used within these like products, and if it's properly formulated and used within products that, you know, have lots of other really nice ingredients and stuff, I'm sure it could be great for your skin. Just not sure. Have no idea.
I'm really loving it. This is Odacité. This is the...
So she's hopping right into it. This Dr. Jart moisturizer is amazing. This is a moisturizer that has ceramides in it. When you have dry skin, when you have an impaired skin barrier, this is the type of product that you want to look for. A moisturizer that will help to replace those ceramides, all of those fatty acids and those lipids in your skin that you need to replace because you have such dry skin. This is what you need to look for. It's a wonderful moisturizer. I really like the Dr. Jart one. I haven't talked about it in a long time just because I haven't really pulled it back out. There have been just so many other products to try, but this is definitely one of the OGs for me, and I love this moisturizer, so it's a great one. And as far as hopping from cleansing your face straight to a moisturizer, that is completely fine. That is your most basic skincare routine, and it's fine. My only tip would be to make sure that you put on your moisturizer while your skin is still damp, so you're really getting the full benefit of it. You are locking in that hydration from your damp skin, and then you will feel like your dryness will go away a little bit quicker.
Very, very dry skin. This is a new bottle because I go through this quickly. And I really like to exfoliate in high school. I feel like maybe I did it a little too much. I would use like that St. Ives apricot scrub, which I loved. I used it till pretty recently, actually. Whenever I'm working a lot or I'm wearing a lot of makeup or I'm coming from a shoot, I use Cetaphil because I just feel like...
All right, so we essentially just saw her put on moisturizer and then go in with this Odacité serum, they call it. But what this really is an oil. So she's actually going in the correct order. Surprise, surprise. Just because it says it's a serum doesn't mean that the actual formulation is that serum type of product. It's not water-based. This is an oil-based product. The main ingredient is Moringa seed oil. There are a lot of nice lipids, fatty acids, nutrients that you can get from these types of oils, but they're not going to be the life-changing ingredients for your skin. It's going to do nice things for your skin. It's essentially going to moisturize your skin. So if she has dry skin, then she's getting that moisturization that she needs, and it's giving her some antioxidants and stuff, and we know that there are benefits to that. She's just not putting on like these, you know, these powerhouse ingredients. She's not putting on your vitamin C or your retinoids or your, you know, your ingredients that are really wonderful to do, you know, like big changes for your skin. She also has barely anything happening to her skin. You know, the ingredients that I highly recommend during pregnancy are, you know, ingredients like niacinamide to help brighten your skin, strengthen your skin barrier, help with any kind of redness. I love azelaic acid. I wish more people would have talked about azelaic acid back when I was first pregnant because I didn't really know the benefits of it at the time, but it helps to brighten your skin, decongest your pores. There are like slight exfoliation benefits to it, but really what it's doing is it's anti-inflammatory, so it's really just calming your skin and making it look really nice and pretty and glowy. There are even some anti-aging benefits to it, so it's a really great ingredient to get into your skincare routine while you're pregnant because, you know, it's a pregnancy safe ingredient. So, you know, you should be looking for these types of ingredients that are actually proven to help you. But in her case, she's really more focused on, you know, just making sure that her skin isn't dry. And I think that's also very valid and very fair. As far as the St. Ives scrub goes, I mean, didn't we all use that? The thing with these types of scrubs, it's not that all scrubs are bad. I think the word scrub is a very scary word, but they're not all created equally. The thing that makes that bad, you guys know, it can be very tearing on your skin. It can be very irritating for your skin. And I think the reason why we like it, especially when we're younger, is because we see an immediate change to our skin. It feels like it's baby soft and everything, but this is the stuff that leads to the irritated skin, the impaired skin barrier, that dryness, the potential like, you know, micro scarring of your skin and everything. You're getting all of this long term, right? And it's really hard to backtrack once you've experienced that. So it's the reason why you want to just be careful. And again, you know, I talked about this in the Megan Thee Stallion reaction video. When you have this kind of like perfect face, you don't see the issues, right, that I'm talking about right now. Like you start to use these types of products and everything, you're like, my face is great. And it's because your face is great now. Your face like just, it bounces back so quickly when you are younger, but as you age, it does not bounce back. And I can attest to this, it just doesn't.
It really cleans my skin. I've always really gone for like drugstore skincare. I don't think, I mean, unless pregnancy I feel like is different, and I really wanted something clean for that. But before that, I really just wanted good product, and I don't always think that you have to pay a lot for that. So during Fashion Week,
I mean, we stan a woman who has the money to use the most luxurious and fancy, expensive skincare products, who just tells everybody, I don't think you need to. I like you, Gigi. It's true. So using Cetaphil, it's funny, it's like Cetaphil's having like this resurgence suddenly. It's a great, straightforward cleanser. If you just cleanse your face with something that's gentle, you will see a big improvement in your skin. I love that she pointed that out. And I love that she pointed out that it was just during pregnancy that she looked for these like clean ingredients and stuff like that. Again, you don't necessarily have to do that, but I get it. I totally do. I get it.
I think is when my skin gets the most irritated, because I wear makeup the most during Fashion Week. It's literally every day, all day. Multiple makeup looks, multiple hands. They take the same makeup brush all the way down the line on 30 girls. So it touches a lot of faces, and I feel like that's when I start to get irritated around and spots around my chin, around my nose, obviously also stressed too and not sleeping probably enough. I do extractions myself. I've never really had like a facialist. I don't know. I'd rather like do it to myself and learn how to do it gently. And then a strange thing that I do, which my mom taught me, is I put toothpaste.
Okay, wait. Let's address the other stuff, and then we'll let her finish what she was gonna say about toothpaste. So there's a lot happening. You know, she's talking about being a model at Fashion Week and all these things. Like, she really is naming all of the things that contribute to the issues that she's dealing with her skin when she's actually modeling like that. I love that she pointed all of this stuff out. They're getting their face, you know, completely done up and made up, and then they're getting it completely removed, and then they're getting a whole other load of makeup on, and then there are all these other things that are contributing. They're also, you know, stressed out. They're also not sleeping. There's so many things that are happening. You know, I wouldn't doubt if like some of them aren't eating properly either, not because of their weight, but because they're just so stressed out and in such a hurry. I know that when I'm in a hurry, it's like the best I can do is I grab like a protein bar because I don't want to miss breakfast. So it's like, you know, the things that start to happen, there are so many things contributing, and I love that she pointed all of it out instead of just like trying to name this one thing that causes her to break out. It's like there's just so many factors happening. As far as doing her own extractions, it's impossible to be gentle. There's just no way you can tell me that extracting your own pimples, picking your pimples, is going to be better for your skin than not, because it's just not true. And once you really can get a hold of it, where you can control yourself and stop yourself from picking, then you will see that your skin changes. It gets so much better. The thing that helped me, and I realize not everyone has the ability to do this, is that I started to see an esthetician who could help me with my acne. When I started to see that person, it really occurred to me how much more damage I was doing to my own skin by picking my own pimples. And when I say picking, I convinced myself that I knew how to do my own extractions, and it's just not true. It's impossible to do it the right way on yourself unless you are an actual dermatologist or a esthetician. And even at that, I don't really know if they do it to themselves either. You should go see a professional if you can. If not, there are ways to treat it. There are so many different products. You just need to get the right ingredients, be gentle on your skin, assess it. And if you cannot get a handle of it, then try to see a dermatologist. I know that there are so many barriers to this and it can be really hard, but the long-term care of your skin is so much more important. So try to not pick your pimples. I know that's easier said than done, and I don't want you to feel bad about it, because I want you to know I have done it. Absolutely, there's no doubt about it. But I've also learned my lesson. So, you know, don't listen to somebody saying that they can be gentle while extracting their own pimples. It's just impossible.
On spots at night and it dries it out. I might get in trouble for saying that, but that's what I do. Another thing that I like to do.
You know what's funny is I did a video actually with Dr. Manib Shah. He is doctorly, also derm doctor, I think, on TikTok and stuff. He's got a huge following on TikTok. And we did a video here where we talked about, you know, how he sees so many people using toothpaste and just like recycling this old wives' tale about how you can put toothpaste on your pimples to dry them out. And what he pointed out was there used to be an ingredient in toothpaste that actually could dry out your pimples. So that's where it started from. But that ingredient is no longer used in toothpaste. It is not in any of your toothpaste. So you are just irritating your face. So, you know, what you're correlating as drying out your pimple, which you don't necessarily need to do, you are actually just irritating your pimple. Don't put toothpaste on your pimple, you guys. You just don't need to. I'll link that video so you can hear what Dr. Shah had to say about it.
With my moisturizing and my skincare before I start makeup is to moisturize my lips. When you moisturize your lips in the beginning, then it can kind of sit on your lips through your routine so that when you get to lipstick at the end, it's sat for a bit. This is called the 101 ointment, but it's like for everything. I think all-purpose ointments are great. You can put it on your lips. Then I dab it where my skin feels dry, sometimes like on the tip of my nose. And also I find that like right where my eyebrows are, where they start, gets really dry. I don't know why, but I like to sometimes dab it there because I just think that eyebrow product, like pencil and stuff, goes on better. So sometimes I do that. During pregnancy,
yes, you absolutely should moisturize your lips. You guys know I love my lip balms. I'm obsessed with lip balms. I have way too many. It's one of those products that I just have way too many of, that and moisturizer and cleansers. Those are the 3 types of products I feel like I have maybe way too much. Maybe sunscreen too. No, actually, I have just the right amount of sunscreen. I don't know if she's breastfeeding. I'm not keeping up with what she's sharing about her journey right now on social media and stuff, but if you are breastfeeding, you will find that your skin is even drier. And if you really think about it, you're giving all of your liquid to this little being, right? You're to your little baby, you're getting so dried out. So they tell you need to drink more liquids, more water. Like in the beginning of breastfeeding for me, both times, I straight up drank Gatorade because I was so dried out and I was so thirsty. So it's funny to watch her, you know, go at it with just moisturizer and then an oil and then even just putting on like an ointment like this. There is nothing wrong with that, you guys. There really isn't. If your skin can handle it, yes, it's all very occlusive, but that doesn't mean that it's going to clog your pores. The only one thing that I want to point out if you start to use this many occlusive products is that you might want to have some type of exfoliation in your skincare routine, whether that's, you know, just something that's like a very gentle, you know, like using like a soft washcloth to very gently massage your face. You know, maybe it's spending more time while you are cleansing your skin with your hands and almost like giving yourself a massage. That is a form of exfoliation. It's a very gentle form of it. And then also adding in ingredients that you can use even through pregnancy that are safe for pregnancy, using your ingredients like your AHAs, for instance, like lactic acid, especially when your skin is dry. Like that is a wonderful ingredient. If you have sensitive skin, the polyhydroxy acids, they're starting to become more and more popular. They very gently exfoliate your skin and they hydrate it too. So you just want to make sure you're getting a little bit of exfoliation when you're using this many moisturizing and occlusive ingredients, because over time your skin might look like it's getting a little bit dull. You just need to exfoliate a little bit.
I think the thing that changed most about my skin was the pigmentation. I've had like this darkness near my eye from before pregnancy, but it got really dark when I was pregnant. I tried to wear hats in the sun and sunblock. Also like let it happen because I think it's natural. I knew it was gonna go away after I gave birth, and I think just like to not be hard on yourself and know that it's part of the process, and it's lightened. Now it's not bad. All right, so
this is melasma. You guys again have heard me talk about this. Probably you're like sick of me talking about this because it's the thing that I deal with the most when you're pregnant. You know, the thing that really stands out to a lot of people, I think that they recognize right away and they don't realize is a form of melasma, is when they get the linea nigra, which is that line down their belly. Not everybody gets it, but that is a form of melasma, right? And it forms because while you're pregnant, you get this surge of hormones and everything, and it also contributes to this. Your nipples also get darker. These are just things that happen, and when you like learn about it and stuff, it makes a lot of sense why these things are happening in your body. Like, you know, they've said, and I don't know how true this is, that your nipples get darker so that the baby can find it, so you can breastfeed them and stuff. So there are all these reasons why your body is doing the things that it's doing. It really is part of the process. The weight gain that you have, you know, the things that your body is doing, the changes that you're experiencing, you know, even the melasma, these are all things that are happening for a reason. So I think really being easy on yourself, going easy on yourself and letting yourself go through this process and, you know, just letting it happen and loving yourself for the ability to do this is very important. That's probably the most important message of all of this. She could wear all the sunblock that she wanted. She can wear all the hats that she wanted. And I can tell you from my own personal experience, it's not going to stop melasma if it's coming from something internally. And in this case, that's her hormones and pregnancy. And it is going to start to go away and lighten up as the pregnancy is over, and once she's like done breastfeeding, if she's done with it, I don't know. Again, as her hormones start to stabilize, her skin will definitely clear up a little bit. There might be some left over after that, and that's when you start to get a little bit more aggressive with it. You guys are, you know, if you're watching my process, I'm like 18 months out from having my last baby, and I am now starting to get pretty aggressive with treating my melasma, because now I'm at that point where all the products and everything I've been doing have gotten me where they're gonna get me. So, you know, now it's time to add in some of the treatments. So here we go. And she might experience that eventually too.
So headed into makeup. The base. I really like a base that doesn't look dry. So I like a little bit of a glow, but I obviously don't want to look oily. So I'll kind of show you a mixture that I've come up with. I first start with this Charlotte Tilbury Wonderglow. I just use like a couple drops. And it's kind of the same technique that I use for my moisturizer. This is her Flawless filter. I love this wand. In high school, I wasn't really like a huge makeup person. I think that I became more of a makeup person when I had to be in public places. Or like, I guess the more I got photographed, the more I learned like what looked good on me. And also through makeup artists, I learned what was good on my face. Okay, so now I'm gonna take the Maybelline Matte and Poreless foundation and I just put it on my finger like that. So it takes like these more like illuminating thin formulas and it gives it a little bit of coverage in places that I want it. The way that I'm gonna do it is to apply foundation with your hands, because then you can really mix it in to the moisturizer and your skin is still there. Also, I always take it and blend it into my hairline. When I look back on my first red carpets, when I didn't have makeup artists or like someone to call, I would obviously like do my own makeup. And now it's even like people pull up those pictures and are like, oh, Gigi's nose looks different in these pictures than now. Or like they'll talk about something with my face or like, this has changed on Gigi. And it's really like, that's the power of makeup. Like I've never done anything to my face, but the way that I've learned that I'll show you to like contour in certain places, put bronzer in some places and leave it out in other places, something that you have to learn.
So I'm gonna go ahead and stop right there. I love seeing what people do with their foundation, especially. This is my go-to kind of look. The products that she used, those are all actually really great products that I have definitely used in my skincare routine. I love the Flawless Filter product from Charlotte Tilbury. It's like a light luminizer essentially. I think placement is really important. You can achieve a lot of the same things without having to layer all of those types of products. Like one of my go-tos, for instance, is the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. It looks like your skin, it gives you a little bit of like a dewiness and stuff, and it's not really heavy. But then obviously I use some concealer to give that lightness where I want it and stuff, and to, you know, like if I need a little bit more coverage, and then also using some type of a luminizer on top too, or maybe even underneath. So it's interesting to see how everybody else has like their own techniques to essentially achieve a very similar look. I love that kind of look. And after we're done filming this, I'm actually gonna watch the rest of the video, because it is always so interesting to me to see how people place their makeup and stuff to achieve the look that they're achieving. I loved watching this. I feel like Gigi, she's very down to earth. She, pretty much like talked about the things that I feel like a lot of us feel when we're pregnant and when we're trying to figure out our skincare and stuff. I think it was very down to earth and straightforward. And I guess I'm a little bit surprised by that, because I was expecting, like glam model who uses all of these fancy products and stuff. And she proved me wrong. She's using some really good, straightforward products. A good skincare routine can be very straightforward. It can be about cleansing and moisturizing. And you guys know also about protecting, which we didn't see her go in with a sunscreen, which would maybe be my only critique for her. But at the same time, you know, we don't know if she's really just trying to show us like this is something that she would do in the evening or something if she's gonna go out to dinner or something. Maybe you don't need sunscreen at that point. Or I'm sure she doesn't wear sunscreen when she is modeling either because she's gonna have all these lights on her and stuff and you can't get that flashback. So there are some times where, you know, you don't use sunscreen, but on an everyday basis, that'd be my only critique is after she does her skincare routine to obviously protect her skin too. So that was Gigi Hadid. I was pleasantly surprised with her really straightforward skincare routine. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments below. You can find me on Instagram at Susan Yara, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.